Are zombies real? Or do they really even exist? As illogical as it may sound, they might actually be real. I am not exactly talking about the real zombies that are often portrayed as wild, scary, or aggressive. The real Walking Dead issue that I am trying to convey today is the walking corpse syndrome, or scientifically known as the quartet syndrome. It is a rare mental disorder with only 200 cases known worldwide. The question is, why am I talking about this syndrome today? Well, recently I came across a video from an interview by the show Good Morning Britain that shows a man that actually believed that he was dead after a severe motorbike accident. Therefore, that video has ultimately caught my attention. And out of curiosity, I did my own research regarding to this syndrome through articles, websites, and videos. And I believe it is an illness that should be acknowledged by everyone because I do believe it is a serious mental health issue too, just like any other mental health issue. Just like any other disorder, this walking corpse syndrome also has its symptoms, causes, and ways of treatments available to treat this syndrome. To start everything off, let me tell you a brief explanation and its symptoms regarding to this walking corpse syndrome. Firstly, this walking corpse syndrome, or scientifically known as the quartet syndrome, was first being described by a psychiatrist and a neurologist, Dr. Jules Quartet, back in 1882, as you can see right here. Here is Dr. Jules Quartet. It is a condition where one would believe that their body parts are dead, dying, or do not even exist. Well, one of the main symptoms is nihilism. It is a belief where one would believe that nothing or anything has any value or meaning, and they believe that life is meaningless. Thus, people with this condition often live in a constant delusion, which will depart them from the reality. Now, let's see what are the causes that could lead to this unfortunate disorder. Well, if you may know, the exact cause of this syndrome remains unknown, but there are a few causes that could be associated with this syndrome. Well, firstly, studies believe that people with severe depression could possibly get this syndrome. Well, because people with severe depression can develop psychotic symptoms like auditory and visual hallucinations, vague paranoid thoughts, and delusion. Plus, it can also be associated with neurological health conditions like epilepsy, dementia, and also migraine. And last but not least, it can also be caused by multiple sclerosis or encephalopathy, which means a damage or disease that could affect the brain. After identifying the causes, of course, there are ways of treatments available to treat this walking corpse syndrome. Usually, this syndrome often occurs with other conditions which cause the treatments to be vary widely. However, in 2009, studies found that electroconvulsive treatment, the ECT, was one of the most common treatment for the patients. Although ECT is commonly used, it has potential risks to the patient such as muscle aches, nausea, memory loss, and confusion. Thus, there are also other lighter treatments available rather than ECT. Since the ECT is risky, patients would first have to undergo other treatments beforehand. Well, ECT is only being considered after the patients have gone through other treatments like antipsychotics, antidepressants, mood stabilizers, behavioral therapy, and also psychotherapy. Well, as you can see right here, antidepressants, antipsychotics, and also mood stabilizers are basically medications that patients would have to take them from time to time. While for behavioral therapy, it is to focus on the patient's positive and desirable behaviors. And for psychotherapy, It is to focus on the patient's comprehensions towards their feelings, moods, thoughts. Lastly, regardless of how rare this syndrome is, as there are only 200 cases known worldwide, the walking corpse syndrome, or the cortex syndrome, is still a serious mental health issue too that should be acknowledged by everybody. To put everything in a nutshell, I believe I have thoroughly explained all of these symptoms, causes, and ways of treatments available to treat this syndrome. I really hope my speech today has enlightened and give you a more clearer picture regarding to this walking corpse syndrome. On a side note, if you think you may have this disorder, please don't be scared and try to consult a doctor because I believe they would love to help you out. With everything being said, thank you for listening to my speech attentively and I hope you are having a great day.